We originally wrote it 7 years before we released it for the first time.
We're not one of those bands.
We're not one of those bands. we ain't got any money.
Yeah,
that's awesome. I forgot about that. We'll be going through the album in reverse order, just because we think that's a fun idea, I guess. I don't.
And to finish on Stray Dogs, the song itself.
Yeah, it's very full circle. Yeah, that's exactly why we did it, Steve.
Yeah.
I totally thought about that before. So what does everybody remember about Loser and how it came to be?
Loser started as, and I don't think it exists anymore, I do think it is long gone. Loser started off as me opening the voice memos app in my car and singing while I was driving, which is how a fair amount of songs kind of come about. I think I can remember where I was driving. I was in Glenfield going on the motorway at Wido Road, and it was Sam's old yellow Ford.
Oh, I remember that car with the black number plate.
Ford Laser.
Bloody
old school.
So you never saw that car. Sam's first car was a 1982 bright yellow Ford Laser, and you had to pull out the choke and everything to start it. Like it was.
Oh wow!
Yeah, you might as well have been starting a tractor.
This is making it sound like this song was written way longer ago than it actually was.
Yeah,
this was 2015.
Yeah, I came up with the vocal part. We had just released As Fire for Glory, the Phantoms EP. So 2015, about October. And all I had was the chorus and the bridge. And I knew what I wanted the bridge to do with that call, and it was the sing, I just want to make my folks proud of their boy. One of the things that's, funnily enough, never changed in this song is the lyrics, if I remember right.
The lyrics are exactly
verses, choruses, the bridge. The song is lyrically exactly as it was written, and it was one of those songs that when we were like, let's try it again, I was like, I didn't like cringe back at the lyrics I'd written. I was like, I actually really like this. I think I was just very limited by my own vocal ability at the time. So I pitched it to Grant with another song, which I think the other song is long gone, and I think it was truly garbage.
You say long gone, I might have it.
Yeah.
You'll be alarmed at what I still have.
But Loser, we did 2 songs that day.
Yes.
And Loser was one of them.
The two we did that day were Loser, and there was a revamped version of the cover of Don't Dream It's Over that we did.
That's what it was.
Back at Names.
Loser had a different name. That's the only difference.
Yep. And the name was, as we spin around to the computer, My Heart Had a Home.
That was one of the first things I changed. That doesn't even make sense.
Yeah. It does have a home and it's in your chest.
It did have a home, Cam.
Oh.
It doesn't have a home anymore.
Oh.
In the context of the song, what does it mean? I don't know.
Actually, yeah, there's no correlation between those two.
I mean, like 21, 22, thought I was hardcore. Hardcore idiot.
Yeah.
Hardcore.
Yeah.
Actually, that
with that said, let's jump into...
Heart Had a Home.
Are you ready for this?
No.
So
I am.
This is,
I bet.
This is the original demo version from 2015. We didn't do anything with it at the time. We had intended for it to be on the next Fire for Glory release, and then I moved to Christchurch, quit the band.
To Christchurch, and it was one of those ones as well that I think we listened to the demo afterwards and we were like, no. And it wasn't until much later where I was like, unless.
Yeah, unless.
Well, because the chorus never left my head, and this recording, I knew I had never done what I could hear in my head justice. And what I could hear in my head at the time is the version of the song that is currently out. But it took a long time.
Yeah.
So,
Alrighty, let's have a listen.
I remember this instantly now.
So slow.
It is.
It's been another year of daydreaming and not much to show, but I face the worst times with the best people I know. Let's get all of our friends to load up rental beds and get out of their towns and watch us playing.
Watch us.
I I hope that we make it.
I did that in the upper octave. Dumb chord.
I don't have any backup plan, and I'm still a loser. I'm still a little strange, but the friends I
The chorus is-
get by with, they think I'm okay.
Yeah, it's exactly the same.
That's exactly the same.
It's
No
just,
kidding.
it sounds like there's no maturity to my voice.
It's got a left and a right as well.
Yeah.
Alright. I'm not even rhythm.
Oh, it is only rhythm on this recording.
That guitar is just.
Let's get all the
And we still got that bit in there.
get out of their town. Watch
Was this recorded in one take? Your vocals?
Nah,
I heard a cut.
Yeah, I just
You asked
yeah,
that.
okay.
the friends I get by with, they think I'm okay.
It was recorded in the closet at Jim's place.
I guess I forgot to copy and paste those chorus vocals.
That's fine.
Oh.
Oh yeah.
Where's the...
Hold up! Sing night!
That's awesome!
I forgot about that!
That's
awesome. Yeah? I think it's funny.
Still a loser, I'm still a little strange, but the friends I get
Still had that fill there.
Yeah.
okay.
Yep, I just didn't copy and paste that second half.
And I'm still a loser, I'm still a little strange, but the friends I get by with, they think I'm okay.
And so this at this point in time is like the peak of my range where those top notes are going to. I'm still there's no control over the words like still, because I'm just absolutely like just full jeans up to my armpits trying to get those notes out.
I like the little, like, cut at the, in
And the breakdown.
The-
Hold up.
Oh, I kind of like it because
I had forgotten it existed.
I completely forgot about that.
Like
That was
literally,
so
even when we
funny.
re-listened to it to remake it, I don't think I let myself get that far. Like I got to the chorus so I could remember how it went, and I was like, "Yeah, cool, that's fine." So like that's probably the first time I've heard that cut
Since
for about 8
we
years.
recorded it.
I don't know, it sounds very a day to remember.
That was, I
Yeah,
think, essentially who I was ripping off when I thought of the Hold Up.
Right.
Homesick is still one of my favorite albums of all time.
Yeah.
And all I wanted to do at the time was just rip that album off in every way, shape, or form.
Wait, did you just say all I want?
I was just about to make that.
Wrong album.
Yeah, same band. Okay, let me have this one, please.
But it was...
I made a
Yeah,
joke.
all I wanted to do was rip off Homesick. And it was... I still want to rip off Homesick.
Oh, yeah.
We had a song at the time called This One's For You, which has also
Yep.
got a lot
I
of
remember that song.
us ripping off A Day to Remember.
Yeah.
Because that album is so good. That album is so good, and it will be one of my life's greatest regrets that I didn't write it.
The other thing about that song and that version of it in particular, I remember Can't Kick Up the Roots had come out.
Had it yet?
Yes. Because I very much remember stealing that rhythm from that song.
Right.
And thinking, oh my goodness, this is like the best thing. Like, I can imagine like a bajillion people jumping up and down at our shows to this song.
Yeah.
Like, just because it's such like a bouncy thing to it. And I was like, let's just make the entire song that.
So I mean, that's something that hasn't really changed for us, you know, compared to us in our early 20s to now us in our 30s. Is we're still trying to rip off A Day to Remember and Neck Deep.
Yeah. That's
That's
fine. They're
We're just
fantastic
no longer
Yeah.
pretending that we don't.
Yeah.
At the time we're like, we wouldn't rip bands off. We're an original sound.
And now there's also state champs that we're trying to rip off too.
Yeah.
There's like, it's not just the one band. We're
Rip
trying
off,
to rip
we
off,
rip off a little bit of
lot
Fall Out
more bands.
Boy.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I've been listening to a lot of Coheed and Cambria for album 2.
Album 2 doesn't exist yet, Josh.
Oh,
There's a whiteboard up there that's conveniently off
Conveniently
all of the
out of shot.
out of shot on all of the cameras. that has some progress.
This isn't
Demo.
even like a prank for the video. Track 10, there is some serious Coheed influence happening here. But like it's like the real pretty Coheed.
We're going to continue because we don't know how much space these cameras have. Moving right along. Original demo version 2015 gets put on the shelf for approximately 6 years until we come to record the Life of the Party EP.
So it's pretty much it got put on a shelf until you came back from Christchurch.
No, well, I had been back for a while. My first song back was Stray Dogs. So we did Stray Dogs, we did Falling with Style, we had done the Coldplay thing, we had done...
Oh, that's right, yeah.
Core Queer had come out already. So there was quite a bit we had done.
Steve joined the band when we did Life of the Party.
Yeah.
You say Steve joined the band? We told Steve he was now in the band.
Yeah.
Steve had been in the band for a while, just he didn't play an instrument in the band, and then we were like...
He was just the hype man.
Then we bullied him.
No, I was the photographer's assistant.
Yeah.
And then we bullied him into being in the band.
There was no bullying required.
And so we needed 4 tracks for this EP as kind of the last incarnation of the Fire for Glory, and we'd done Loser was one of them. That was the point where I went back and I was like, remember this old demo, I don't know if you still have it, pull it up, I've got these, I think I could do it justice now, and we did it. And what's interesting about the Life of the Party EP is kind of like the nail in the coffin for Fire for Glory, is of the whole Fire for Glory back catalogue, it's the EP that I was still comfortably like listen back to and be like, this is good. But we had been amazing at being very like piss poor to average for such a long time that by the time we dropped a really good EP, people had kind of associated our band name with kind of being like this fun, not that great band that plays at the local sometimes.
Yeah.
And we were like, well, this new EP, and I think a lot of people's fair enough, their attitude was kind of like, yeah, okay.
Who cares?
Okay, buddy, pal guy.
Good for you, but I ain't listening to that.
Yeah, we're not gonna. And some people did listen, and the people that did listen to it were like, you guys stepped up. And it was as I started getting those that I was like, kind of in this realization of, yeah, we did, and it's too late.
Yeah.
And I think we could continue to push it, and people are always going to go, oh, it's those guys. And promoters were going to kind of start associating, and I was kind of like, we need a fresh coat of paint. And like, I'm a big comics guy, and whatever happens in the world of comic books when a story needs a fresh coat of paint is they kill everything off and reboot the universe and keep all the cool parts and call it something else. The DC universe does it every 5 years. And so I was like, I pitched it to these guys as literally like, let's do a reboot. Let's give it a new name, which, did all of us hate the band name?
Yes.
I think
we definitely did.
I was kind of over it very early on, I think.
We all really liked it.
I remember Steve having a dog in the race, really.
You didn't mind the band name.
I didn't mind, but I think it was just because I was only 5 minutes into the project.
We came up with Danny, who was in Fire for Glory when we first started it. Him and I were on a bus. I would have been 17, 18, and he pitched the idea as Fire for Glory. It was something he'd heard when he was in the Navy, and I was like, yeah, that's cool and hardcore, and I really like that name. And kind of a couple years in, I was like, I don't like that band name. It has no ring to it, but like I was like, I've made my bed, I'm lying in it.
Yeah.
And so this was a great opportunity. I was like, we can finally get rid of the band name.
Yeah.
And we can just like start fresh, and we can get because we had so many songs. And we'll take all the songs that we hate playing or that we don't like because we don't think they're very good, and we can literally just throw them away, and we can get the really good songs and just like completely smelt them down, rebuild them, repolish them, and re-release them. And that was really exciting. But this EP was kind of what made me realize that was needed, because we put out 4 songs that were strong, and I was really happy with it, and people didn't really care. And like, yeah, I think that, it bruised my ego somewhat, which is fine. But it was also really helpful for me, being like, I understand why people don't care.
Yeah, it kind of forces a change, like.
So I was kind of like, how can we, let's pull a DC universe, let's kill Superman and start again.
There was a big tangent. This video is not about that. So, the next version of Loser that we did was on the Life of the Party EP, and I remember we recorded it.
Sounded the same as that demo. It didn't feel.
What happened was, when we were doing that EP, we sort of pulled up all of the demos that we had that we hadn't used for actual songs yet.
Mm.
And we went through them and we sort of voted it down to like a short list, and then we went through and thought like, what are actually the best songs that we have. And I remember My Heart Had a Home, as it was called at the time.
Did it almost not make the cut?
It nearly didn't make the cut, but it was the last song we recorded for it. We had finished the tracking on the first 3 songs on the EP. We got to that one, we pulled it up, and we knew that it had something good in concept and it had something good in melody, but the instrumental part was just so boring because it was the same thing the entire time. And I remember making eye contact with you and being like, what if we make this like a stupid fast punk song? And, and as Cam always is when I say let's do a stupid fast punk song, he's like, hell yeah, brother.
Like, gallop away, bro, gallop away.
He was dressed in like a nice dress shirt and slick back hair, and Grant was like, you want to make a punk song? And all of a sudden just like the hat and glasses appeared, and his shirt just like transformed into a singlet and shorts, and he's like, yeah, right, mate, let's go.
And I remember a crowd gathering at the window started chanting, send it, send it, send it. But anyway, we get to the version of Loser that's on the Life of the Party EP. Loser.
Up an octave.
It is up an octave.
Not an octave.
Been another year of daydreaming, not much to show, but I faced the worst
like
times
D,
with
eh?
the best people I know. Let's get all of our friends to pile up rental vans. We'll get out of our towns and go play in awful bands. I hope that we make it, 'cause I don't have any backup plans. 'Cause I'm still a loser, I'm still a little strange, but the friends I get by with, they think I'm okay. I could put on a suit and tie up my hair and make a better wage, but I'll trade all of that for this circus any day.
Yeah, no effects it.
It's really interesting the way the vocals were recorded for this and how they screwed me through the more.
I'll still play guitar in this at this
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
Sing, I just wanna make my folks proud of their boy. I just wanna make my
The low vocal harmony in there is much more filled out void than the current version.
Yeah, true. That gang vocal system makes it sound like this.
Yeah, I was about to
The
say.
gang vocals a lot brighter because we had women as well. The gang vocals on Stay Loyal were just us.
Yeah.
But no, the gang vocals was a good time.
That echo, that I'm still a loser, which is in both, it's still in the low version. It's one of my favourite parts. As is
Well, I'm glad you
That was another thing that changed from the original demo to that version, was that gap before that last hit. I extended a bar.
That's right.
It was originally just like in time like we'd expect it to be,
Oh,
sort of thing.
You know what you
and I was
should've
just
done?
like, let's just move it over.
oh, you know what you should have done right before that last hit? Wait, hold up.
So what the big thing for where that recording of the song has kind of had a spiral effect and still directly impacts my life to this day is I recorded the vocal to the old rhythm and guitar part. So it was
That's
very
right.
been another year of daydreaming, we're not much, and then these guys recorded the new
Over the top.
over the top of it. So
Yeah.
it's like real sick and whatever, and it was not an issue until we started playing it live. Because what happens for me is my brain instinctively, like, I cannot,
locks
no matter
on-
how much I try,
locks
it
onto the snare.
Yeah.
and I
That's the
cannot, no matter how hard I try, rewire it to. If we've got the loudest kick in the world, I can really manually dial in and focus the kick, which is what I need to focus to stay in time with that verse. But that requires me being able to hear the kick, which I can't in the practice room, and I can't in about 3/4 of live venues.
So our solution for the time being is just crank the click
Yeah, so-
as loud as it goes.
So the click track goes up, and so my mix live is just like.
And it's worked so far.
And I just follow that. It's good.
Sorry about the stitch up.
It was wild, and for ages we couldn't figure out. There was a period of rehearsing it where I was getting so frustrated because we were like, "How did I do it on the album if I can't do it live?"
And then we realised that
because I never did it on the album.
you tracked it to the old version.
And then when we did it for Stay Loyal, I still couldn't track it to the album. For Stay Loyal, I tracked it just to click without drums, if I remember right.
There was click and there was rhythm guitar, I think, is what we had when we tracked the final version. Speaking of the final version,
Oh,
This one.
you're doing a classic.
I'm doing
you're
a
doing
spinny
classic.
boy.
You're doing a classic.
I need to spin
Old
this
Josh
way.
on stage.
No, not that way. The other way. Go the other way. No,
What?
not that way. The other way.
Yeah.
That way. Yeah, that way.
That'll do. Anyway, let's have a look at Loser 2022, which came out in 2023. As far as the production on this one, it's relatively sparse. This song and Stray Dogs are probably the two least layered songs.
And
So-
I think
on the album.
musically and lyrically, that kind of complements it, because lyrically the song is very much about kind of embracing the culture of a local music scene, and kind of regardless of where you end up, this culture is and what we do and why we choose to do it has a very good heart, and that's always been what the song was about, and the core of local music and DIY, things like that kind of come through in it. And I think that's where it works musically in the song, that it doesn't have a whole bunch of shimmery, shiny extra bells and whistles, because the local music scene isn't about the bells and whistles. It's about the dudes in vans going down to play at these amazing, crappy, rundown venues and have the greatest time, and then drive back home to a city 3 hours away, absolutely tired, have 2 hours sleep and go to work the next day,
Yeah.
and still choose to keep doing that because you love it, and that's the core of the song. So I think it very much musically needed to be driven by what the core of this band is, which is
Yeah.
guitar, bass, drums, vocals,
Understand.
and the gang vocal, because that's local rock, local punk, local hardcore. It's gang vocals. It's extending the band as everyone in the room in that sense.
I think at its core, like, both sonically, like, energy-wise and lyrically, it's just a love letter to local music.
Yeah, hell yeah.
As a whole, the energy you get listening to the recording version, let alone listening to it live at a show, it's chaotic and it's fun and it's hyper, but it's also like very real and raw. It's got all of those elements to it that are all aspects of the local music scene as well.
Yeah.
It's a song that I wanted to kind of convey that anyone could just get up and jump up on the stage in the middle of the song and rip a microphone out of my hand and sing the lyrics and then jump back off. And it's that kind of chaos. It's that kind of thing that we could drive 10 hours to play a show to 10 people, and us playing this song with those 10 people would have the same atmosphere as us playing to 1,000 people.
Yeah.
Which we have played shows to 1,000 people that have had very little energy, and that's the difference.
Yeah.
Let's have a bit of a look and a listen.
So we dropped it into C, after the album,
It just
it sounds way better.
yeah, it's just kind of. I think it's just because I'm used to it.
Yeah.
I've got no issues singing it. Indeed, it just sounds better in C. So.
Let's get all of our friends to pile up rental vans. We'll get out of our towns and go play in awful bands. I hope that we make it.
It sounds like relaxed in this.
Cause I'm still
This and to show these two to someone if they ever ask what's the difference between Fire for Glory and Straight Odds, you could very easily play them both these versions of the song. This is the difference, and it kind of explains itself. That it's the exact same thing, but it's different bands.
another year of killing time with nothing to lose. I still got so much to say.
What's going on here?
Yeah, that was weird.
Let's get all of our friends to pile up
Oh, there's a handful of guitar parts just missing.
Ah.
That's fun.
awful bands. Cause
I was thinking of it in the folder.
Good thing we already released it.
Yeah.
I don't need
Well,
Might also avoid getting rid of this one. It just doesn't sound completely right.
Well, this is the unmastered version.
all of that through this circus any
Here's a mosh pit.
day.
funnily enough, we don't really get pits to this part.
Yeah.
It's more of a.
It's a bounce. Yeah,
I really want this song to gain traction, so I'd love for more people to sing this part.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess it's because I still got that bounce when you tell us as opposed to like I see a pit open up.
We don't have a lot of pit songs. I think we kind of got maybe 20.
This probably
We've dialed down the heaviness a lot compared to what we used to do.
Surprisingly, none of the demo versions of this have any screaming in it.
Yeah, I was actually going to ask that at the start. But I've forgotten.
I'm sure I intended to have screaming at the time.
Yeah.
Think I'm okay. I could put on a suit and tie up my hair in a better way, but I'll trade all of that through this circus any day.
The end of Right Back At It Again by a Day to Remember. Just without the word.
Yeah. So
still
that's
doing
that
it.
one. I think, aside from tuning it down,
We didn't change a
we
lot,
didn't change anything.
but it
I-
feels like
maybe the intro opening.
No,
riff
and
is
I
something.
changed a couple of my lead lines.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But that was kind of.
In-
I changed the drum beat slightly.
in the life
Oh
of the
yeah,
Jackson.
because your original gallop was this weird kind of.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was like this weird kind of
Missing
on time
text,
one.
yeah,
The
yeah.
Life of the Party version, it's
Yeah.
You didn't do the little noodly thing, which took me a while to get used to, but I prefer it this way.
Important question that I want to ask for every song that we look at. What is everyone's favourite moment in this song?
I've already got my one. The second half of the second verse. That one, I'm not gonna lie, I was in a covers band to do one show. It was A Day to Remember. Because I've been playing so many of those riffs, I was like, bro, I've got the best riff for this section. Yeah. Is that the one that's gone?
I don't know what this is.
Isn't that it?
That's it.
It's missing.
And it just cuts off. And then same thing at the start here.
Oh, is that what you guys were?
Yeah, because it started. Yeah, no idea what happened there.
My favourite part, I think, I'm very much at crossroads in terms of like live. I really enjoy the bridge. I think it's got so much cool potential, and hopefully that kind of catches on. In terms of just like listening to it, if it's on in the car, it's the backing vocal in the chorus. The I'm still a loser, I'm still a loser. Ooh. ooh. And that was one of the amendments we made in the fine polishing of the album, I think 2 or 3 times. Like these guys were like, yep, happy with Loser. And the amount of time I went back to Grant was like 2.5, turn the chorus up, turn the BVs in the chorus up, and Grant was like, alright, I've done it. And I was like, turn them up more. Turn them up more.
Let's have a quick listen to those chorus vocals.
I wonder if there's any spicy secrets.
Isolation.
Our secret words.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there'll be a few of those possibly in the gang vocals.
Oh, yeah.
See, we'll have a closer look at those as well.
There's always secret words.
Cause I'm still a loser, I'm still a little strange, but the friends I get by with, they think I'm okay. I could put on a suit and tie, cut my hair, make a better wage, but I'll trade all of that for this circus any day.
The Mickey Mouse layer, eh?
Which one's the Mickey Mouse one?
It's the falsetto high harmony.
I'm still a loser, I'm still a little strange.
There's some aggressive auto-tune on there.
They think I'm okay.
Oh, there
I
is.
could put on a suit and tie up my hair, make a better wage, but I'll trade all.
Like not even there in the mix at all.
It's like,
Oh, I can hear it.
Just a little tasty little layer. Alright, Steve's favourite.
Yeah, I think for me it'll be the breakdown bit towards the end of that song. I always love playing that song, especially because of that bit. It's just such a fun part to play, and then I always like playing it and seeing how people respond to it. That's the coolest part about the song. I love playing.
My favourite part, and it was something I knew I wanted to do before we had even started recording it.
The intro fill?
Oh, the intro fill, I do like the intro fill sonically. Probably one of my least favourite parts of the set to play, because we always play the song at the end of the set as well.
when we're already tired.
Yeah. But that's just classic, just saving the hardest song for last. But yeah, my favourite part of the song is the very last hit, because I spent a long time trying to make sure it was covering like as much of the frequency range as possible. We've got like the high from the cymbals, we've got the low from the kick, then you've got the bass covering the low as well, there's an extra sub drop in there, then the guitars covering the mid-range, and it's just this really beautiful C major chord, powerful in that way as well.
Yeah.
Circus any day.
There's something about the way the sub drop hits underneath everything that makes it feel like really like warm.
Yeah.
And yeah, I love that part. It's always really satisfying live as well.
Provided, you hit the right bloody note at the end of the song.
Yes. Also, I don't need to worry about that.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
Any other interesting tidbits about this song?
Are there any secret words in there?
No, secret words. Let's have a look at the game.
Yeah, I think it's a good way to like round out the session. Is always something fun in the gang vocals.
Yeah.
Because we do layers. There's a lot of standard takes of us just singing it, and then we try and create it so there's as many different voices. One of my little like bucket list dreams is to do voice acting for a cartoon, and doing gang vocals. I get to kind of live that a little bit because I get to put on a few voices, and I genuinely don't know what's hidden in here, but there'll be some cartoon
I
characters.
know.
Yeah.
I can't remember how wild we got for this, but I know for a fact there's some fun ones in Phantoms and Mighty Core. I'm pretty sure we did the gang vocals for the entire album in one session.
day.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's have a listen. We can listen to the gang vocals just in isolation. For those people who are watching this, who might not know, when bands that have a large budget do gang vocals, they get like 20 or 30 people into a studio and they all yell at the same time or sing or whatever they're doing.
We're not one of those bands.
We're not one of those bands. We ain't got any money. We just track ourselves a bunch of times. There's only 4 of us, so to make it sound like there's more of us, we need to do it a lot of times. So in this case, there are 8 layers, and we'll have a listen.
I just wanna make my folks proud of their boy.
I can hear a squeaky voice.
I thought I could hear SpongeBob for a second
It's
there.
something.
I just wanna make my folks proud of their boy.
There's some gnarly stuff in there.
Interesting. The harmony didn't make it. There's a harmony in that gang vocal on the Life of the Party EP version, but it's not there for some reason. I don't know why. Did we not track one? Or did I put it on one side? No, it's not there.
Okay, well,
We've got the chorus as well.
I'm pretty sure I can hear a SpongeBob impression in there. Yeah, that's probably
Each of these layers is going to be slightly different because when you're doing gang vocals, if you want it to sound like you've got more than 4 people, you've got to put on different voices. Because if you don't put on different voices, it very much sounds like 4 people recording the same part a bunch of times.
yeah, it doesn't stack as well.
Yeah.
I just wanna make my folks proud of their boy.
That was the standard.
That's pretty normal.
One thing that all the viewers need to know as well as they're watching through this series, I'm terrible at project management when I'm recording things. So that's the reason I'm not sure if you guys can see from there, all of these are labeled chorus BV right.
Yeah.
Even though
It's right in the middle.
they're not in the chorus and they're not
not
really
BVs.
BVs, they're gang vocals, and not all of them are on the right. So
You can cut this out. Or don't. I need to go to bed.
oh, we're like,
Yeah, that's fair.
I'm gonna have a quick listen.
I have to get up early to get you.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to drag these out because it's always on the end of the tracks.
Oh,
And I
right.
can see one on this first one. Yes. So that's the A Day to Remember reference.
Oh, yeah.
That sounded like Cam.
Yeah, it did sound an awful lot like me.
There's one down here that I can see a little bit of sound on. Okay, so one of them's just a clap.
Yeah, that's definitely Cam.
I wonder if any of them got my Marge Simpson in. I definitely put it on something.
The Marge Simpson is in there, and it's on Stray Dogs.
Oh.
So if you want to hear Josh do his Marge Simpson impression,
Like and subscribe.
like and subscribe. Yeah, I reckon that about does it
Oh, it
for
does it
this
all
one. It's a good time, and it was a long time coming. We originally wrote it 7 years before we released it for the first time.
Yeah, that's true.
We've still got 10 more songs to look at. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please do like and subscribe. As much as I hate myself for saying that, it does help us out. And yeah, expect more of these videos in the future. We're going to look at our entire album and hope you like it. Swap! How long did I say that was going to take?
Huh?
How long did I say that was going to take?
20 minutes?
That was an hour and 8 minutes of footage on that phone.